What's up, guys? Welcome to another video. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about, like I said in my previous post, um, how to be, how did I word it? How to be chosen by God slash the universe. I believe that's how I said it. So we're going to break down the mechanism of the archetype of what God is and what the universe is, according to my concept and my perception. And I'll be able to break it down so that you guys can be able to relate also on a mundane level or on a physical level, and also have some correlation to understand what's going on. But before that, just a quick announcement. So in terms of this channel, um, I'll be dropping the last 4 videos. So the aim is to get to 100 videos, and after that, that's pretty much it for this channel, because based on just the analytics and everything, um, it hasn't been pushed in the algorithm. Obviously, YouTube has its own priorities on what it wants to push into the algorithm. So um, there'll be no point in me wasting my energy and time on that. You know what I'm saying? Like a great artist said, if you're living your life getting more shorts than props, then that lifestyle needs to stop. So it's very important to know where you're putting your energy, and are you reaping the fruits and benefits of that situation. And if you can see in foresight and in hindsight that that's not what's happening, then that's okay. At least you still did what you need to do, because it's very important that it's not about the accolades and what you're receiving. It's all about the skills that you're building within yourself. And that's the most important thing, because that's what you take on when you live this life. You take on the skills and the creativity that you have within yourself. The accolades, the physical, tangible things, you enjoy it here and now. You know what I'm saying? But it's something that you cannot take with you. The only thing you can take with you is within, and that is something that is not tangible. It's all about the skills and assets that you create within. And that just comes with practice and putting your effort and energy into what makes you happy in your purpose. So this channel, the purpose of this channel was to make every single person that come across my video have critical thinking, because it's very important that when you're living life, you're critically thinking, because that's how you're able to perceive and maneuver through um, circumstances. Anything you're doing, you have to have some form of perception and some form of creativity in whatever you're doing. Even in sports, the way people dribble, the way the opponent tries to get past the defender comes with some form of creativity. Even in business, the way you interact with your client comes with some form of creativity, right? Creating laws, creating um, loopholes, creating what else? Just different uh, perceptions and dialogues and things like that. These are things that you create. We're all creating, right? So once you stop creating, then you stop ceasing to exist. So it's very important that in life that you're creating things, right? Because everything is creation. This existence is creation. The children that we give birth to are creation. The thought and feelings and emotions that we perceive are creation, that we create. So we're always constantly creating. And that's what ties to this video, because this is going to be the last 4 videos of this channel, but I want to make sure that it's special and it's quality um, videos, because the whole point of the channel was to, like I said, critically think and also expand your perception of existence. That's the only way we can always evolve. Life is always evolving. That's what cycles is. Cycles is evolution. Being able to be being able to be birth, grow, pass on, that's a cycle. That's evolution. And existence would not be what it is without cycles. So it's very important that When you're living your cycle, you know when it's time for you to expand and create a greater womb so you can go into that atmosphere and then experience that experience in that situation. So there are times when you know, okay, this is my purpose and this is my purpose and things and visions that I want to achieve within the current. But the whole point of the current is to experience. So when you know when it's time to maneuver or when it's time to pivot, you know when it's time to do that, and you don't feel no regret or anything about it because you know you already did your purpose. You already created what you need to create. You already achieved what you need to achieve. And I believe I've achieved what I need to achieve with this channel. Now, in terms of me still having critical thinking and creativity, that's never going to stop. That's always going to be something that is constant in my life, with the camera or without the camera. You know what I'm saying? So it's very important that you just do what you need to do in life, and know when it's time for you to pivot and when it's time for you to keep creating that situation. So yeah, that ties into this video, how to be chosen by God slash the universe. Now, if we were to see God, based on my perception, as a womb of creativity, constant creations is being birthed out and dying at the same time. So there's birth and death, right? Like it says in the Bible, the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. But that is within a cycle for that to exist. For something to begin and for something to end has to be within a cycle, right? Just like we're within this ball of universe, we're also within the ball of the womb. You know what I'm saying? So that's a cycle right there. You come out of the womb, which is a ball, into another ball, which is another greater womb. So if you see your mind as a womb also, right? You got this womb and then you got this womb, then you can be able to understand what God is. God, to me, is unseen, right? Unseen creativity, unseen um infinite possibilities. So your mind is also like that. Your mind has the potential to have infinite possibilities, infinite imaginations. So we all know within our mind we have our thoughts and we have our feelings, right? And we have our left hemisphere and our right hemisphere. So if we see the world like that, the northern hemisphere, or the northern part of the equator, is the logical part of the brain, whereas the southern part of the equator is the right brain part of the brain, the emotional part of the brain. Then you can understand things. And let's say that there's thoughts and feelings within the left part of the brain of the hemisphere, aka the northern part of the um, equator, and the southern part of the equator will be the right hemisphere, with the thoughts and feelings also on that part, right? So if we are living within this womb as thoughts and feelings, the males are the thoughts and the women are the emotions, then for you to be chosen by God, you have to you have to understand and understand the motion of this universe, the motion of this ecosystem. So once you're one with nature, you're one with the ecosystem, that's when you can be chosen by God, because perceive yourself as okay, like you're creating yourself, right? And this universe is you, and you're within your mind. You have your thoughts and feelings, right? And you have a specific thought that you really like. Let's say you've been living your life a certain way and it's not been working for you, right? And that thought has been working before, but now it's not working. Like I said, I'm pivoting. So let's say that thought has been working for me. Now I realize, like, okay, this experience, it's time for me to evolve. It's no longer working for me. I need a new thought. I need a new emotion that will bring me into a new vision, into a new reality. I'm going to give more energy and more power to that specific thought that I know will achieve that experience. So it's the same thing in your life. You need to know what is it about your life that you want to achieve that you believe is correlating with this ecosystem, with this universe, right? With Mother Nature. And once you're one with Mother Nature, you're one with this ecosystem, you're one with this womb, with this great mind, then the force of that mind will give energy to you because your thought is a thought that this mind sees as evolved. Your emotion, aka the women, right? So when I say thought, I'm talking about the men. So if you have a vision that is aligned with this universe, is aligned with this womb, then circumstances will be more favored um, towards you because that mind likes the thought, aka likes you and the vision that you want to achieve. That mind likes your emotions, aka likes the woman or that specific female and her vision that she wants to achieve. So the mind, aka what you call as God or the universe, will give more energy and more experience and more knowledge and more wisdom to those thoughts and feelings that are aligned with this mind. You know what I'm saying? So if I have a thought now that I'm like, okay, this thought makes more sense, I'm gonna start moving like this. I'm gonna give more mental force and more energy and more creativity to that thought to achieve that experience, right? It's the same thing. So if you have a vision in your life that you want to achieve and you see, okay, things are things are adding up, things are correlating, you know what I mean? Things are syncing up for me, then that means that mind likes you. So God likes what you're doing. You know, God likes what you're trying to achieve because God sees that as evolved. It's like, okay, you're taking me to a new reality, a new perception that I've never experienced before. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing in your life. When you're going through something, you realize, okay, this isn't working for me. Let me do something else. That's a new thought. So you're a new vision. You have a new goal and perception that you want to achieve. It's something new. It's something that's never been perceived before. It's something that's never been thought about before. You know what I'm saying? And that's the whole point of life is to be unique. The whole point of life is to be one of a kind because when you're one of a kind, it's like you're birthing yourself, you're giving birth to yourself again. And you remember the mind is always evolving. So you always want to be one with the mind so you can evolve with it. You know what I'm saying? So it's very important to go within yourself and know what you want to achieve in life. And is that aligned with nature? Is that aligned with the universe? Is that aligned with yourself? And if it is, and you start seeing that things are making sense, it's syncing up, then that means you're one with God. And circumstances will be more positive in your favor because you're going within, you're achieving what you want to achieve. You know what I'm saying? Because it's very important to follow what you want to achieve because when you follow what you want to achieve, then you're aligned with so because everything's mirroring each other. Your internal is mirrored with your external. Whatever you whatever actions you commit, that came from within already. That was an intent. You know what I'm saying? It was an intention. That's why it's called intent because it's the tent. The tent is a canopy. It's a structure to reside in, and it's the internal. So you created this tent, this canopy, this structure within yourself, and you're residing within it. And that's where you come up with all your actions. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you achieve things, and that's how you bring things into fruition. So that's what it's all about. It's all about knowing what you are, knowing who you are, knowing how that's aligned with the universe, aka aligned with the outside world, the ecosystem. You know what I'm saying? And the more you take care of like you take care of nature, you take care of yourself, the more things and the more you take care of your mind and you know what's aligned within you, then things will be more in favor within your circumstances. You'll start receiving energy from God, messages from God because that thought is like new. So God is like, oh, I like this vision, I like this emotion, I like this woman, I like this man. You know what I'm saying? Because it's taking me somewhere that I've never like journeyed before. So it's very important that you're always trying to evolve. Life is all about evolution. That's what cycle is. It's all about evolution. Um, so yeah, guys. Like I said, God and universe is the same thing. I always, like I said, everything's always everything's all about dualism. Everything's dualistic in nature. So everything comes in two. So it's very important to know that God and universe is like saying the left brain and the right brain. It's still a brain. It's just different, sections of the brain. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it be. Like God might be the unseen creation, and then the universe might be the physical creation, but they still go within. There's still some form of creator. You know what I mean? Yeah, sorry, that's what I was meant to say. God is the unseen creator, and the universe is the physical creator. You know what I'm saying? But they both go hand in hand. The physical and the unseen goes hand in hand. But that's pretty much the video on how to be chosen by God is to choose yourself first and foremost. Know who you are as a person. Be aligned with the universe. Be aligned with nature. You know, be aligned with the womb, because the womb is based on the feminine principle, and the more you're with you're putting your power and energy within that, aka going within, then you'll be aligned with it, and then that's how you'll be chosen. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much the video. Hope you guys gained something new, and until next time, I'll catch you soon.